the relationship between a surgeon and a tech is not about just, here's a person that passes instruments, here's a person that operates. It really is like a team. The trust that develops between a surgical tech and a surgeon over time is actually invaluable. And I think it's what leads to the success of cases, is because of that working relationship that develops between a surgical tech and the surgeon. And when they're working together, a lot of times, you'll see it where the surgeon doesn't even have to say a word. The surgical tech already can anticipate what they need, what they want. I mean, only when you're working as a team can you do that. I worked at a trauma center, and I used to do a lot of the neuro cases, very complicated. Not everybody knows how to set them up. And it was nighttime, and I guess they had an emergency, and the person on call they could not get a hold of. And they called me and they said, hey, could you come in, please? It's a favor. We have an emergency. Dr. So-and-so needs to get this case going, and there's no one here that can set it up. And I remembered, I was just thinking, oh my God, I can't, I'm not gonna do this. And I think a lot of times you're thinking, it's a job. I think this occurrence brought me to the realization that it's not just a job, it's about patience, but also the partnership with the surgeon. And that was realized when I said to the administrator, I said, look, I can't do it. It's late, can't. And 10 minutes later, I get a call, and it's the surgeon. And he says, man, I need you to come in, please. And it was somebody I worked with. But in his voice, you could tell he wasn't just saying, hey, I need a worker here. It was almost like, I need you to help me, man. Like there's, this patient's gonna suffer. We're gonna have big issues if you can't make it. And so I remember going in and doing the case, and I mean, he was, everyone, first of all, was appreciative, but that surgeon in particular, at the end of the case, just sort of, gave me that handshake and was just like, wow, we did this, and the end of the story, which actually was a very touching event for me in terms of my path of understanding, it turned out that the person was a person that I knew that I used to work with in a restaurant when I was training as a surgical tech, and he had got into a car accident and he had come in. That experience showed me not only other people appreciate it, but that was somebody I knew, that was somebody's family member, and my job actually affected them. And so to me, that was a very important moment in terms of realizing the value of my job, but also the value that I bring to surgeons and the partnership between me and the surgeon.